Last time we saw quantitative easing in 2020, we saw $4.3 trillion worth of liquidity injected into the market, and it was disguised as the quote unquote COVID relief package. Well, this occurred, like I said, in March of 2020. And since then, we saw a big effect of the Bitcoin price action, with the Bitcoin price nearly doubling in less than 3 months and then going all the way up to 60K within about a year. Now we're seeing interest rates cut for the first time, because the economy isn't as good as they're really selling it if you peek underneath the hood. So to me, it smells like there's massive amounts of QE that are upon us. And the government is now addicted to that money printer. So, last time I said we had QE, it went from 4 to 60. That was a 15x jump in a year. So, money printing is seemingly a necessity at this point to keep our economy from breaking. And on top of that, what's the major difference on this time around? We've got the Bitcoin ETFs ripping and rolling. We've seen El Salvador stacking a Bitcoin a day and continuing to double down, as well as getting, Bukele reelected. So that's going to continue, and El Salvador is going to prosper. We've got Maya, a presidential candidate in Suriname, running on the backs of a Bitcoin policy. We've got the Kingdom of Bhutan making waves with massive amount of Bitcoin mining operation. So with all this, we have traditional finance, we have countries now getting into Bitcoin, and QE potentially upon us, which means more inflation, the money printer going. I'm seeing the potential of a huge Bitcoin price jump. And if history repeats itself, the 16x or 15x jump of where we're at is closing in on $1 million per coin. So, with all that being said, these macro factors, the massive amounts of inflation that we could potentially see here, could be good for Bitcoin. Obviously, it would be a little scary in the dollar terms, but I think everything is going to start to accelerate here. And how can you not be bullish with all this going on?
Today's Bullish Bit was brought to you by CoinKite, makers of the Cold Card Q, my personal choice for securing my Bitcoin and self-custody. You can check them out by scanning the QR code or clicking the link in the show notes down below.